You lift me up one night. You saw me fall on my fall. On my sins, on my sins.
I need to grab a past life deck for this. But there's a reason for the song. I love that song. But I was listening to it, right? As I was getting ready to do your What the Fuck Saturn reading. One of my favorites. I don't get to do it enough, right? I was listening to that. And then dots started like coming together. So I'm gonna flip my screen for you. And then I got a story time. And then we're gonna get into your reading. And this was gonna be like just private in your folder, but I'm gonna share some information in here that everybody probably might need. We'll see how it goes. So let me start with sharing this. And the You Saved Me R. Kelly song will make sense by the end. So in Hellenistic astrology, every house, oh, what's that? I ain't seen that one before. I be collecting charts, girl. So anyway, each house has a meaning, right? If you are from, and when I say from, we're going to go with South Node or your sun, the first house, the third house, the fifth house, the seventh, the ninth, or the 11th house, right? You came from above. You came from source, right? That's where you started in this game. All the other houses mean you came from the tree of death, the killer pop tree. Let me go ahead and show you that. Tree of life and death. So an easy way that I have taught myself to wrap my mind around what the tree of life and death are is think about spawn points in a video game. I want this one big. I need the image alone, guys. Well, that's a disappointing size. Don't you hate that? So, anyways, up here, this means this is Earth right here, and I got my finger out like you can see that. Malkuth is Earth, right? That's where we're all born into. Spawn points. You can be born into the tree of life, which means that you started on the up and up. Likely you came from one of those other houses, right? The ones that are from the light, still connected to source, if you will, right? But then you got this tree of death spawn points down here. I always used to wonder when somebody was born into, and please don't judge me, born into a third world country, did they choose level difficult? Like, is that extra difficult? Do you get bonus points from having to rise up out of that? There are different spawn points that lead to different vibrations, and the tree of death has repercussions, if you will. So if you were born on the tree of life in one lifetime, and you got caught up in some hell business, you was really stuck in gluttony lane, the next time you incarnate, you might incarnate from, I'm like, is Asmodeus greed? That's lust. But just an example, right? You died, you went to the tree of death because of the weight of your soul, the vibration you were at. You just go to whichever spawn point you are magnetically drawn to, right? When you are born again, you will be born from the tree of death energy, and you will have to work your way back up that life to the energy of living, of thriving, of being fruitful, right? So, with all of that being said, when I went to go begin your chart, I saw that your sun is in fifth, right? That's cool. That means you was an angel. Your south node's in fifth. That means you was an angel too. That's where you came from. And in this life, you're just trying to get back to the angel collective. You want to get back to the squad. But you gave me the booking for a What the Fuck Saturn reading, right? So as I'm sitting here, I noticed that you have your Saturn in the eighth house. That's a debt, right? You had a very good time in another life as an angel, and you got caught up in the business, right? But as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, that contract is at a Taurus degree, which means it had to do with greed, right? This is colonizer greed. I know that's a messed up way to say it, but with it in Sagittarius, this is like religious greed. Like he was taxing people in the church, he was burning them when they wouldn't pay you. Like that's the energy there. But you have Uranus next to it, which means the big radical change that you were trying to make in this life. Ooh. So imagine you were angel who came down here to teach people how to find their way back to God, and you realized they would pay you for that. And so you started like charging for heaven. That's sort of what happened here. So in this life, you were meant to learn better, to do better. The big rewrite was once you learned, you found your way back to your original soul tribe and then you just did it amongst everybody else caring for people. You did the angel mission the right way and then you were blessed anyway. It feels like you got bullied into a corner, just to let you know you weren't just out there being like a greedy batch or anything. You weren't just like, ha ha ha, let me get my money on these coins. No, it's like he kept hitting you time and time again with difficult things, maybe even a cult daddy that sort of led you in the wrong direction. But as I was sitting here, I kept hearing ball. And I was like, right? And so I went to go add the asteroid. The 10th house is the house that rules your Saturn, my love. At the top of your 8th house, your 10th house, sorry, I said 8, at the 8th degree, we have ball. And let me just pull this up for you. This is, I believe, Mesopotamian cult. I didn't even know it was the cult of the land. Okay, so this is Canaanite. This is right after Adam and Eve. This is where Canaan, the son, went and ran off. And while he was out in the jungle, he heard, make a sacrifice to me, and I will give you your own city. And he was like, bet. And then he made a sacrifice, and suddenly, like, land he was on got fertile. And because of that, he started spreading that information, creating a horde of people who also believed in this, who started giving offerings as well. That's where you come in, sweetie. So back to your chart. The 8th degree is a debt, or when you are somebody's pet, if you will. Pet as in when I call, you come, right? I shouldn't have been surprised, but I still was surprised to see that your moon, which rules your family house and your family debt, which is in the house of debt that has to be clear before you can leave the game, is also at the 8th degree. Your family sold you out as well. Like y'all were all into whatever cult activities were going on in that life in order for y'all to have wealth. Notice that your South Node is at the 14th degree, your North Node. That's a wealth degree, right? But your phallus is also at that degree. That's a big turning point in this life for you. Your value system is ruled by the 14th degree, like what you will or won't do based upon your own moral compass, right? So in this life, you wanted to learn better, to do better, so that you did not fall into that trap again. Now, my ascendant, my rising, is at the same degree as your Juno. My Mercury is right next to your logos. I am being like your co-pilot. I am flagging you this way, but it's in your 4th house. This is your tethered family energy, right? You originally came from above, but your line sold their own blessings because they did not believe in their blessings, because they had been pretty much bullied by the devil. And if you don't understand what bullied by the devil is, it's Job. There's a story of like God's most faithful follower, and he has like 5 kids, farms, animals. Life is amazing. So one day the devil rolls up on God like, hey, I see you got this man named Job there, right? I bet you if you take all this good stuff that you gave him, he will not rock with you no more. And God was like, bruh, that's my guy. He's going to rock with me no matter what. Do your worst, right? They kill his wife, they kill his kids, they kill his crops. And this is like over the course of years. So by the end of his trial, his tribulation, Job is on the side of the road in a diaper. A diaper, baby. He ain't even have nothing about to piss in, right? He covered in boils. He done got all sorts of diseases. All he has is the words in his mouth because he's homeless. He just on the side of the road like, God, this is looking really bad. but I still rock with you. At that moment, God said, all right, that's enough. You see, he's faithful. He ain't even got nothing. He in a diaper, and he still rides with me, bro. You lose. And then Job gets back everything he had times three. The same kids come back because reincarnation, gets the same wives back. It all works out because back then you lived like 1,000 years. I don't think that's how it will work out here. But that Job energy is how your family got caught up in a cult where they were told that they would only be able to grow crops or harvest if they gave sacrifices to this particular deity. Okay. So I had a very strange week. And this is what's going to apply to your reading before I even start pulling cards. I think it was Monday. I had started a Run Devil Run candle on Saturday. That's one that just gets all the addiction, all the nasty, sinful stuff, all the things that are keeping you bound here on earth, like out. I wanted a clean sweep. From the moment I started this candle, things got a little weird. Okay. So psychic attacks started happening. We didn't realize that's what it was. But like I was getting winded out of nowhere. Like I was cooking and I'm like, hold on, y'all don't think about the faint. I am not a fainter. I have never fainted. But I went and sat down. It's like my whole body got all shaky. I got a headache out of nowhere. Like I suddenly wanted to throw up. And I'm like, okay, I just need to drink some water. So that passed. Sunday, candle's still going, right? Next thing I know, my cousin who was here, she's like, I do not feel good. I do not get headaches. I don't know what this is. I'm going to lay down. My daughter gets the migraine and then suddenly she can't stop throwing up. I'm like, what is going on here, right? So Monday, I get up to use the bathroom at 3 in the morning. I stand up and I look around because, you know, you don't wake yourself up all the way. But I'm like, just my astral senses, because nobody's in the room, nobody's in the area. But something feels a little funny, like. So I get up and I use the bathroom, right? Do my business. And I get back out the bathroom again and I feel the feeling again. I'm like, hold on, that feels like fear, or there's something I should be afraid of or be alerted to. You know how after you watch a scary movie, everything has you like this? It felt like I had just watched The Conjuring or some shit. And so I paused and I had a little psychic flash, right? And I saw this big, it had to look like something on where the wild things are, but it had like huge horns, huge body. And I was like, nope. And I went to sleep. Like I walked right by it. And I was like, I'm tripping. Whatever. I'm just tired, clearly. Forgot all that stuff. Pause. Okay. So I go lay down and I'm pretty sure that bell ringing door thing had something to do with this story. Whatever. I'm going to tell it anyway. But not sharing my testimony because I was like, I don't want anybody to think I'm fucking weird. This is happening to me. I'm a victim of reincarnation amnesia. Okay. So I go to sleep. Think nothing of it because of stuff like this. I am not telling anybody that I am fairly sure that was the devil. Because when did he make house calls? Right? So think nothing of it. So my daughter comes to me the next morning, my oldest one. And she's like, Mom, we had a visitor last night. And I was like, who? You know, because I ain't telling nobody what the fuck I saw. She was like, I went to go to the bathroom, but I like ran to the bathroom because I was freaked out. And keep in mind, we're on the same floor. Because I was freaked out. Like I ain't seen no reason to be scared, but I just felt like scared. Even though in the bathroom, I was rushing to use the bathroom. And she was like, when I came out, it was this thing. And of course, she said it had big horns and he wasn't alone. It's like there were other beings stationed next to him in the hallway. And I was like, because I can't just leave her out there by herself. I don't want to think she's crazy. I was like, yeah, I saw him. She was like, what do you mean you saw him? No, I totally saw that. And I'm going to say that it has something to do with this candle I was doing. I guess that means you like triggered some sort of like connection telepathically. In order for anything to have an entryway, you have to think about it. You have to give them a space. So like in the movie The Nun, there's a particular entity, right? They can't cast it away without knowing its name because it has to connect to a channel. You have to know where you're sending the energy. By me starting the candle, I actually did the opposite of what I was trying to do, which was kind of like gave it an entryway. So 2 more days later, I have my middle kid. She's just getting into her gifts. She comes around the corner. I'm in my little meditation thing, and I noticed her face. She said, "Mom," and I knew. I was like, "What's wrong, baby?" She was like, "So I watched the movie The Witch, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I already knew what the movie The Witch was. Spoiler alert if you don't know what The Witch is. This family is like retro. I'm recording. His family is super retro, and they move out of their semi-okay life to the ends of the woods because their dad had some bright idea. But from the moment that the dad gets out there, everything's cursed. Everything is cursed. They don't know they're surrounded by these evil ass witches, right? One by one, they are picked off, and the whole time they're getting picked off, one of the children is like, "Hey, this goat keeps stalking me in the barn," and they just ignore it, right? By the end of the film, there's only the teenage daughter left, and she finally hears the goat, and the goat says to her, "Would thou like to live deliciously?" Right? It was an invitation to join the gang, and then she just runs off and joins the gang. And I said, and she explained this to me, just reiterating what she had seen in the movie, right? And I said, "Did you understand the message? Like, did you understand what you were being asked?" And she said, "I would like to live deliciously, but not if that's the price." So you cannot stop yourself from being approached based upon an old contract. I only entered the information that I had for you off of me hearing that you needed to know your contract because you didn't remember what you did before. He was coming to me because I had a contract that was supposed to be with a guy. I didn't remember, of course, because we're in this life, but I bet my soul for a particular guy's soul for him not to go to hell. In the event that he did not show up and fulfill his end, who owes the debt? So he was coming to let me know, "Hey, you thought you were tripping. You were not tripping. That's why I got a house visit." So my role has now switched from, I am still counselor, I am still helper, but instead now, because of the contract breach, I am more a taskmaster, I guess you would say. I'm supposed to be alerting you to what you're supposed to be doing because of what you forgot that you owed in the first place, because I am I'm like, I kept hearing, "What's the procedure when there's a gun to your head?" And I did not understand. But never bet your soul for a guy that's in hell. Like he was going, and I was like, "Hey, no, I will vouch for him. Take my soul instead if he can't actually learn to love by the end of the cycle." This is the end of the cycle, and why I woke up and why I have all my gifts and all this stuff, just for me to be like, "Damn, he really couldn't learn how to love." And oh my gosh, I was valuable to God. I did not know that, or I would not have put myself on the line. Baby girl, baby girl, you put yourself on the line for your family. Your debt is not your own, just like my debt was not my own, but it's still yours now. Ain't that crazy? I didn't even pick up the past life deck, but it streamed because I had it sitting next to me. Holly. And now I guess I need to add that in your chart. Callie, Collie. Let me just go ahead. Let's do this since I'm channeling and we're both on the same boat right now. I feel so good being able to tell somebody that, because I'm like, I don't want anybody to think I'm over here like a Satanist or anything. I rock with God. Like I listen to gospel music every day. I'm really like, but it wasn't about me being evil in another life or any of that. I was trying to figure out why I went to hell, but I know me well. Telling me that it's behind a guy makes sense. That's my behavior. So Kali or Kali in your chart represents your Kundalini energy, your serpent energy, the most powerful emanation of your gifts that comes from your root. This is your ability to make stuff move. And by make something move, depending on the strength of your Kali, not only will you, and I feel like I'm saying it wrong, Kali, okay, Kale, depending on the strength of your Kundalini energy, not only can you make things move for you or your situation, but you can knock other people's shit out the way, right? You are rising back into that energy in this life. I'm like, why would she still be in a contract? Why would he be holding on to her? But ma'am, you see that Saturn is at the 26th degree, right? Your Mercury, the way your mind works, your mental powers are also at the 26th degree. You're going to make a lot of money in this life based upon your mind or what you write out of you, and you will be streaming something through you, not necessarily of you. That's why it's going to be such a hit in everything that is happening in your life. Through 36, I'll say about 36, was pushing you into this position as somebody who is going to deliver a message to humanity. If you don't understand this concept, there's a movie called Opus. It just came out. It's a horror film, but it explains exactly what I'm trying to say here to you. And you're going to pay close attention to the female character, the lead girl in charge. That's you in this case, in this setup. So you are about to have a Kundalini awakening. You might already notice some signs, but you are stepping back into your serpent power. This is your dark feminine power, and it will be seen through the hives that you call to you. What I am getting by that is like, you know how J.K. Rowling was like a stay-at-home mom and like wasn't famous or anything. She got divorced and she started writing, and then suddenly the Harry Potter universe happened. When she stepped into the writer position, it opened up a funnel to pull her hive towards her. You are going to be opening your funnels for your hive to come towards you. That means anybody that fell to whatever you was teaching them last time when you was in that cult because you learned wrong, they got to come back this time because you are reteaching what you did wrong, correct this time to clear out the karma for your whole family. You are like your family's blessing. You are clearing out their debt, particularly stuff around the masculine people in your family. So you see how the North Node is right here right now? Let me zoom in a little bit for you, boo. The North Node is right here, right? It runs backwards. You're going to have your North Node return, which is another opportunity to choose which path you want to take. Thy will be done, which is source, or do you want to live deliciously? Which is fuck around and find out, versus do what you're supposed to do and know you go home because you did the right thing, or try some stuff out and then see where that gets you. Trying some stuff out and living deliciously got you here in this life, and only you know what you've endured for you to decide if it's worth another round of that. But you're about to have your power return. That would be why this What the Fuck Saturn reading ended up coming at this time. You are going to be stepping back into your gifts. You're going to be able to move things. You're going to be able to move people through people. I have Kali in first for my solar return. You get a new energy design every year, an upgrade, right? Just to give you a good example of how to understand your messages coming through, because it's sort of like you're on a tether. Like you make a move, you see a response to your move. And my phone was just over here because there was something I had to share that was important. Let me pause this again so I can find it because it's really important. I'll show you this. Where the fuck is my phone? Okay, you know what I do with my phone?
No. Oh, it's right
Oh,
here.
here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, I'm still recording. I had to pause because I couldn't find my phone. I had to show her something.
Okay.
You going to the store?
Yeah.
All right, just leave the door unlocked for yourself.
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
If I just use that at the thing, it's going to just let me use it.
How much do you need, baby?
Well, you don't have charm. My cash app is. Because the other day when I paid for my and my dad paid me back with
Just grab my card.
Okay. Am I gonna have? Are you gonna have to unlock it, or because if you only put like $5 or whatever in your whatchamacallit balance today.
I got 20 something.
Oh, but I was saying like if you're worried about somebody taking it, if you
if genius.
Had,
Gotcha.
then, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna unlock it in.
Yeah, $5 should be good. Thank you.
Got you, boo boo. I'll still probably be recording when you come in.
Oh, okay.
You could just slide in quietly. It's okay. Cool.
I'll keep it unlocked because I'm not going to be able to.
Okay. Okay, so let me pull you back here, right? Sorry, I had to pause so much. That's how I told you this is what I had to fight through to get to this reading, but I understand why now and why I was finally allowed to do it. So your North Node conjunct Kali is the same as me having Kali in the first four. Kali. I'm gonna mess this up every time. For my return, I didn't start feeling the energy till like the last week, right? But last week, I brought this necklace, and I brought it because it was standing out to me. I'd been to the store like 3 times, and I was like, I don't know, I need it. But it was the key with the heart on it. I just felt like I was protecting my own energy, and it's made of hematite, and it said to attract a higher love. Right? That's what I was like. All right, cool. Just make sure nobody who ain't supposed to get to my heart, because that's where my power is. And if that go corrupt, y'all all in trouble. So I got this necklace, right? This week I started feeling like that, like divine feminine rage. Like this morning I woke up and my mom was already cussing before I was fully awake. I'm like, what is wrong? My mind went back to the fact that this story suggestion had went past me. And when I saw it, I was like, ain't no way, right? This went by me the day I bought the necklace. And I don't know if will it let you see the words on there? Right? So it says, collars her to repress her magic is the only one who can remove it. And that's this guy on here, right? I don't know this book. This was just an ad that popped up by me. I can't put this necklace on or take it off on my own. It has like a intricate screw back here. So once it's on me. But when I could not calm myself down this morning, because I was mad and I had some stuff I had the right to be mad about, I was like, put my necklace on. And I told my daughter, I was like, put my necklace on. I need to see something right quick. I kid you not. When I put this necklace on, it was like a breath of fresh air. My power is not something I usually hold in me only. I usually have a partner. And through sexual congress, I am able to take off my excess energy and the excess power that is too much for me to have in this human body. So like I have a guy with me and he just happens to be lit because I can't keep all my stuff to myself. It overwhelms me. And by that, I would say like Dark Phoenix. You know how her power is cool as Jean Grey. That's fabulous. But when that Phoenix, that extra part gets ignited, it does not matter what you say to her. Something is going to piss her off. Something she ain't know about. Something that happened while her mind was blocked. Whatever the case was. So I went to go look up what the hematite said, and it was like to block off psychic attacks, to raise vibration, to get rid of negative ions, just all the stuff that is connected to the Kali energy, because it is a destructive power. If you've seen Wicked, that is like an example. The main character that everybody's chasing afterwards, she has chaos magic. She would have a strong Kali signature because it's creation, but it's creation from the destruction of other things, of moving other stuff. It's a whole nother tier to your gifts. It's supposed to be a way to protect yourself. If there were any witches that they had actually been afraid of and they weren't just using witch hunts for political power and motivation, they would have been scared of the witches that had their Kali energy at the forefront. The ones that can hurt you, curse you, hex you just with a word. Like imagine somebody who can just, and then suddenly your car broke down. Like, you know what I mean? That is the level of energy that you are coming into because it is your birthright. It is your energy as a soldier from source. And in this life, the attacks you will be fighting, the things that you will be facing that you need to control your energy for, will be the attacks from those who want to pull you back back into the reincarnation cycles because they can feed off of your power. So you will be clearing out a family debt through your career, through helping people, through teaching something, through writing something. You're going to be write something that is going to teach through it, one way or the other. It might even be subconscious for you. But whatever you channel, whatever comes out of you, it could be music, it could be lyrics, it could be anything that has words, is what I'm getting. And I think it's because it's your Mercury. And be very careful with your thoughts going forward after that activation happens, because your mind is the wand. Your mind is the magnet. Your wine is the pen. You have to keep yourself on your P's and Q's because you are being watched for a fuck up. Because the moment you mess up and use your gifts on a downward spiral and a downward slope, that tree of death cannot wait to ensnare you like the chick in the evil dead. So I've given you a long list of movies to check out here, things that were supposed to trigger you subconsciously and get you on the right path, probably some that you have already seen. You also got a past life recap of how you ended up with this contract, and know that the reward for completing this contract is some of your family members and your children don't have to be members of the tree of death. Y'all were spawning from the bad point, the negative point. If you complete your mission and do something that has a J.K. Rowling-esque effect, I know that's really big, but you'll understand when it happens to you when you step into that position, and you'll know why it happened. God is backing you up on doing something to clear out a debt. It's not because like the bad guy deal you agreed to, but God is helping you correct something you did in another life. If you don't do anything to help anybody in this life, but suddenly you end up with a bunch of money, baby, you got that money based upon the family contract. That is how you know the difference between if you decided to do thy will be done or to live deliciously. Free will. Free will. So I think I said everything that needed to be said, even some weird stuff, but I feel free. I feel light. Can't wait to hear your feedback.